啊，你好，
做什么代金？
我拍一个影片，
走错了，
什么意思？
你是要这样子走噻？
哦，我的工作是分享台湾的文化，
哦，分享台湾的。
台湾的文化，台湾的故事。
靠后。
哦，真的，谢谢，
靠后，靠后。
谢谢，
拜。
好，谢谢，拜拜。That's nice. Today marks exactly 888 days since the end of my last relationship in Taiwan, meaning that I have been single for the best part of 3 years, and I, like many people in my situation, have absolutely no idea whether I like it or not. And as Singles Day 11/11 is just around the corner here in Taiwan, I've decided to bring the old desk out of storage to discuss 3 things related to singledom here in Taiwan. What it's like being single in Taiwan, my experiences of dating and relationships in Taiwan, and some funny dating stories from friends of friends that I've experienced or heard about over the last 15 years in Taiwan. So let's start with the title topic. What is it like being single in Taiwan, and how does that compare to being single in my home country of the UK? Well, although it's been many years since I lived in the UK, my main memory of being single there was constantly being on the lookout for any dating opportunity and being in a rat race to find the perfect girl, date her, show her off to my friends and family, and marry her, let's say, shall we say that? And in the UK, I certainly remember being looked down upon or judged by my friends that were already partnered up. And I certainly remember being jealous of my friends that were in long-term relationships and feeling like they were achieving or completing life much faster than I was. And of course, this was a long time ago. So not only was my physical condition more attractive and more important to possible datees, can we say that? But of course, my objectives regarding dating and relationship life were much different back as a 24-year-old guy in England compared to a 40-year-old dad that's now only single because of a failed marriage. I am now in a very different situation with different goals and missions compared to that 24-year-old hunk version of myself that was single back in the UK 15, 16 years ago. Not to mention, of course, that actually having William, having a son, means I've kind of completed one life goal that depends on finding a partner and finding a long-term relationship. And I'm pretty sure that having any more kids isn't part of my future plan. Therefore, finding a new girlfriend or relationship to be a baby mama of any future kids is nowhere near as important as focusing on this channel, making that a success, and building a future for William. So single life it is for me. And although, yes, I have dated and maybe even been in love once or twice over the past few years here in Taiwan, nothing has quite worked out perfectly. And although I don't want to share any names or details of any partners for fear of embarrassing them, the one outstanding experience came earlier this year when Emma came into my life. Yes, Emma was magical, a huge improvement to my single life. And while most red-blooded males would be looking for a new partner to keep them awake all night, Emma had the exact opposite effect and made sure that I was sleeping soundly for 8 to 9 hours very comfortably every night. Yes, of course, the Emma that I'm talking about is my mattress and pillow combo that I may have mentioned once or twice on the channel this year, but that's because Emma has truly changed my life. And despite being very single and sleeping very alone on my Emma original mattress, I sleep incredibly comfortably, peacefully, and importantly, very sweat-free, all thanks to the breathable fabric and technologically advanced foam that keeps me nice and cool sleeping in Taiwan's tropical heat. And for the non-single ones amongst you that are lucky enough to have somebody to share your bed with you, Emma's motion isolation technology ensures that you won't be bothered by your partner rolling around at night or getting up in the middle of the night for a comfort break. And to celebrate Singles Day, they are offering their biggest discount yet of the year, 50% off all of their mattresses and pillows on their websites, plus an extra 10% off for Life in Taiwan viewers when you use my code lifeintaiwan10 at checkout. Check it out at the link in the description down below. And if you're not happy with it, then you can apply for a full refund within the first 100 days after purchase. You really cannot lose when it comes to buying an Emma mattress. But anyway, enough of that. Back to talking about my single life here in Taiwan. So I'm sure we're all aware of grass is greener syndrome, and whatever I say here regarding the benefits of being single, there are always going to be drawbacks to balance out the argument. But I do definitely have to say that it is different being single in Taiwan compared to being single back in the UK. And I feel the loneliness is a little more scary, a little more intense here in Taiwan. And that's probably because my family is not around me to support me. And I feel that lack of a support network is something that drives a lot of foreigners to settle for someone that they maybe wouldn't choose if they were living back in their home countries. And I know that that's a risky thing to say, especially when a lot of my foreign friends here in Taiwan have Taiwanese boyfriends or girlfriends. But it's nothing at all about Taiwanese partners or Western partners being better or worse than one another, but it does come down to suitability and compatibility. By definition, the culture and the languages are an immediate sticking point. And while of course it is very exciting to date someone that can teach you about a new culture, a new part of the world, or indeed help you learn a new language, this definitely doesn't always make the best foundation for a new relationship. I'm sure there will be Taiwanese people watching this that have dated or at least worked with a foreigner and have gotten into an argument or a discussion or a disagreement with that foreigner, and no matter how good your English or how good their Chinese is, there always comes to a point in that argument or discussion where one of you cannot express yourself as fluently or as clearly as you want to in whatever language you're using, and the argument or discussion ends up getting won by whoever has the best language skills rather than who was right or who had the strongest feeling regarding whatever the argument was about, and thus the seeds of frustration start to grow within that relationship. So I've actually found myself in that exact situation a couple of times now and have decided that it's best for both people if the relationship stays platonic and we avoid getting into a relationship where arguments will result in frustration rather than resolution. But I did find that in one relationship, because we knew that this would happen when the argument got too serious, we really tended to avoid the small arguments and only got picky about things that really mattered. This actually could be seen as a benefit, avoiding those smaller day-to-day arguments, but also it does allow things to build up over time and create that pressure cooker feeling within a relationship. And as I've proved for the past 3 years, the best way to avoid arguments with girlfriends is to stay single and lonely. In fact, as well as not having a girlfriend for the past few years, I've also not had a job that comes with any co-workers, and therefore I can't remember having an argument with anyone in my life for the past 3 years since me and my ex broke up. Any arguments that pop up with my platonic or male friends tend to get fixed very easily, and they happen very rarely anyway. So I can happily say that I've been argument-free in my life for the past 3 years, and that's even with having an ex-wife. Lucky me. Although I'm sure you'll know that if you watched our recent video together, me and Amor Williams' mum get on incredibly well together. Nothing to worry about where Amor is concerned, and she is actually cheering for me to get a girlfriend as soon as I can. I think she's hoping that I can find someone to look after me, help me settle down, find a little bit of stability in my life. 你好。
走什么代际？
我拍一个影片。
走错了。
什么意思？
你是要这样子走噻。
哦，我的工作是分享台湾的文化。
哦，分享台湾的。
台湾的文化，台湾的故事。
靠后。
哦，真的，谢谢。
靠后，靠后。
谢谢。
拜。
好，谢谢，拜拜。That's nice. But anyway, yes, I think that even more is hoping that I can find someone to settle down with, which brings me on to my next point, which is all about growing older as a single guy here in Taiwan. As there do seem to be a large percentage of men my age and a little bit older living this seemingly perfect single life here in Taiwan. Coffee shop in the morning for breakfast, take the dogs for a walk in the park in the afternoon, then meeting buddies at the bar for a drink in the evening, which to many people may seem like the perfect single life. But compared to some of my other foreign friends here that have found partners and families and got married and had children, I do think that's the way to go. That's the way to true happiness. Yes, of course, relationships are not easy. Running a family puts a lot of pressure onto a person, and a married guy with a family maybe will look at a single guy and be jealous of some of the aspects of that guy's life, especially the freedom involved by being single. But I'm also pretty sure that as human beings, we are designed to share life with someone special. But how easy it is to find that someone special that you want to give the rest of your life to, I'm not sure how easy that is. Until now in my life, at 41 years old, I've met 2 people that would qualify at such a level, and I had to travel to South Africa to find one of them, and here in Taiwan to find the other. And even those relationships with what I thought were the perfect women for me didn't work out. So I personally still compare every single girl I meet to those 2 that I've previously been in love with, and one of which I'm still in love with, which is another reason that I'm probably still single. But anyway, we'll get into that in another video. But I guess in summary, being single in Taiwan is not something great or something that I'm incredibly proud of. And I have to say that the platonic friends that I've made, both male and female, make my life so full, and I feel so special and so loved by my friends that I'm not under any great pressure or stress to get into a relationship and fill any void that may be apparent because of being single. I'm certainly in no rush to settle for someone just for the sake of being in a relationship and being more normal as a 41-year-old guy. Although that would make my nan much happier. She asks me every single time I go back whether or not I have someone special to look after me here in Taiwan. But until now, I have to keep letting her down, telling her I'm still single. But anyway, I think that's enough for now. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this little catch up and getting my view on my personal life here in Taiwan. And I certainly hope you've enjoyed seeing the desk again. It's always good to bring him out once in a while. And don't forget to check out that Emma link in the description down below. Change your life with some amazing new Emma products. But yes, I think it's time to say goodbye. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. As for now and as always, I'll see you next time in My Life in Taiwan. Peace. Bye-bye.